Hey everyone, welcome back to ACT Math Quick Hits, where you can make this one small change and watch these videos. It doesn't cost you any money, it only costs you a couple minutes of your time, and you can help improve your ACT math score. All right, there's the rundown of the math section of the ACT, and let's get back into it for today. All right, so we have the first four terms of a sequence are shown in this table, and then it tells us the sequence is defined by a sub 1 equals 2, which means that first term, the input is 1 and the output is 2. And then it gives us, we call this a rule, but basically it's just an equation. It looks really complicated. We'll get into that in a second. And then it says for n values that are greater than or equal to 2, what is the sixth term or a sub 6 of this sequence? Okay, so this is, it actually gets pretty straightforward, but it looks very, very complicated. So we want the sixth term, right? So we want a sub 6 is equal to. All right, so what we need to do is we need to substitute 6 into this equation everywhere we have an n. And so it gets weird with this first part because it's like in a subscript. So we have a sub, right, 6 minus 1, which is going to give us a sub 5. So what that means is we need the fifth term of this sequence in order for us to calculate the sixth term. Right? If we go back to this table up here, it's going to be hard for me to draw this in here. We need a sub 5, right? So we need whatever, sorry, this would be a question mark. There we go. We need whatever that output is that 5 gives us. So even before I continue, well, I guess I'll continue. Right, plus 6 minus 1 squared, right? So this part we could do, right? We could do 6 minus 1 squared and give us, 5 squared, which should be 25. But the complicated part for this is understanding that, okay, well, we need a sub 5. So we have to go back and we have to do this for a sub 5 first. So the fifth value of our term, or a sub 5, is equal to, well, again, we start substituting everything in, right? And we get this weird sub notation again, where we do this subtraction. And basically what that does for us is that calls out the fourth term. So here, I'll continue putting everything else in for n, right? I substitute 5 for n here, 5 minus 1 squared. So let me do this part first, right? Because 5 minus 1 squared, that's just 4 squared, right? That's no big deal. We'll get 16 out of that. That's a gross looking 6. But this part over here, right? When we do this little sub notation subtraction, we end up with a sub 4. But what that's just telling us is we just need the fourth term. We need that value of 16 right there. So the fifth term of this sequence, a sub 5, is just 16 plus 16, or 32. All right, so that tells us now that we can substitute 32 in for this piece right here. So let me go back now and let me just start over with everything. So a sub 6, so the sixth term of the sequence, is equal to a sub 5, which is 32, right? That was that part that I circled down here. And then plus, so that's 6 minus 1, right? That's 5 squared, and 5 squared is just 25. So we can add these values together. So a sub 6, 32, and 25, right? We get, 7 and 57. All right, so there we are, right? Choice B is our answer for this one. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I realize that this isn't the most fun stuff out there, nor are my videos the most polished, but your future self is going to thank you if you like and subscribe so you can keep getting this practice on the Math ACT and help improve your score.